Bless this assembly. Come on, you've been saying it for 4 years. No. It's in sunny Florida.
He's in Florida? I thought he was there last week. Not here, and nor is Robert.
No, hi, Bob.
He's like everyone wants to make comments on it.
I know you told me something to me. No, thanks. Maybe we should move to 3. No, I think we should.
He's on his road to recovery. The good news is
that's really good. So, Paul, are they even going to matter for absolute balances?
You? Yeah. There's like there's 900 out. A lot.
Paper balance? How many
they had some broken machines or something.
How many have we got? 150, you think?
If that. I think that might.
But
they counted. They should count the absentees by now. But paper ballots, they may not have counted.
I don't think they did.
They're supposed to do that on the machine count.
I know, but they run around and
I mean,
David, should we put David over here? Yes, sir. Hey, David.
Go out of water.
You want to sit over here?
paper ballot.
You want to sit over here? Yeah, you're right, but we got a new year. We want to.
Hey, the babes are going to be on this side, just so you know.
No, I said I wanted to move over one. I think we should sit as a 3. I think so.
I just wanted to say.
I have to stay in my chair.
We have a favorite chair.
Sit on that, sit in Billy's chair.
Why are we changing
You
it?
don't want to sit next to me? Come on, my last is leaving with
But I wanted
you. Too
to
bad, he's on his own.
really appreciate you. I'm sorry you didn't make it.
How about you move over one, you move over one, I move over one. That would be better.
Oh, beautiful.
Let Tommy sit up there with us.
David, you want to go to? We're going to go over here.
All right, maybe I should move. It'll look better. We need, as a matter of, since it's all image, politics is image, we have to move over one. Good governance is image.
Tommy!
All right, let's move over and get rolling.
Why are you picking on me? All right, remember that.
Mr. Okay, we get ready to start? Mr. Nardi, you want to lead us in the pledge?
Okay, hold on, wait, ready? Hold on, we're not ready yet.
Ready, Tom? Mr. Nardi, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, bless this assemblage. Grant us the wisdom to make our every decision fair-minded and in the best interest for all its residents.
Amen.
Amen. I also wanted to say that our prayers are with Bob Neoris. Tonight he's not going to be with us. He just underwent bypass surgery and he's recuperating nicely. But please ask that all our prayers continue to be with him as he continues to recuperate. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Deputy Supervisor Villanova is on a long planned vacation, so he's not going to join us tonight. Okay, so any comments on the public hearing from, actually, so we got to open the public hearing now, Mr. Noah, is that what we got to do?
Yeah.
Okay. I get a motion to open the public hearing on the budget?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Mendicino. Aye. Gelfarb.
Aye.
Carvin.
Aye. Any comments from the public on the budget? Yes, Goldie.
I'm sorry.
Please.
I didn't get a chance to see the budget. I've been just too busy to even ask you about it. But I want to make sure that you understand we're still in a recession, depression. Our taxes in Portchester are killing us, and they must come down. Oh my God. Our assessments are much too high in the village of Portchester, especially for seniors and veterans and those that are struggling to stay in their homes. A lot of people have lost their houses because they lost their jobs, and a lot of them have mortgages they cannot pay. So Portchester has too much off the tax rolls between the nonprofit corporates and the municipal property, and we're getting killed as a village. But our taxes are killing us also. And so I want, please take into consideration, we are not an elitist community. We are a low-income to a middle-income community, a village our size, and we are the poorest village in Westchester County because there's too much off the tax rolls. We have 11 group homes all off the tax rolls. That doesn't make sense. Okay? So please take into consideration that Portchester needs help, especially those that have been in they're trying to stay in their homes, their condos, or co-ops. We have to help them. We are an antique community. A lot of people can't fix their homes and everything because they just don't have the money. And that's it. So please take into consideration. We are not elitists. We are a poor to middle income community. Please help.
Thank you, Goldie. I couldn't agree with you more that I know that the economic times are very difficult, and my concern is they get increasingly difficult. We all see what's going on in Europe, and I think we have to prepare for the worst. I'm happy to report that our small tax burden will become a bit smaller this year as we reduce our tax burden. But that's obviously the other reason why we've hired this group to study the dissolution of the town, is to see if we can deliver the same level of service at a reduced tax burden. So I thank you for your comments. Any other comments from the public on the budget?
Maybe you can help me on this. I can't find the line for accounting. What it would be under? Wouldn't it be under contractual services?
I don't know where the line you're looking for. In the last 2 years, you've complained about the fact that the town accountant got a raise, and I can guarantee you the town accountant...
He can't get a raise because he's under... Page 5. Page 5? Okay.
Could get a raise.
Sorry, it wouldn't be a raise. It would be an increase in his, because he's not an employee.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
1315.0426.
And so he's not... there's no increase in salaries here, and...
Okay.
The expectation with any increase that goes would probably this year may go across the board, but we'll have to see.
Okay. Also, my prayers to Bob. Also,
thank you, Mr.
I was standing next to him election night, and he was seemed to a bit under the weather that night.
Exactly.
Actually, it looks good to me. Let's see if it works out that way. Is the assessment office? I've just picked this up now, so I didn't have a chance to peruse it.
No problem.
But did the assessment office? Is there any increases in the assessment office so we can get reval right?
Well, I'll let Mr. Markowitz answer that, but I have to say I take objection to the comment so we can get it right.
Well, these are your words. Okay. I mean, I'm not. There were mistakes, and you admitted to it. And I was just wondering if the town is spending any additional funds to correct any of the mistakes that they had previously.
Well, yeah, but that's why. So when you say get reval right, and ultimately the mistakes that we incurred were not giving people enough time to have meetings for a second round of interviews to ultimately meet with the assessors. That was the first thing. And out of 11,000 proper data points, we got some of those wrong. The measures we've taken so far have not incurred any additional expense, because basically what we've done is, and I'll let Mr. Markowitz talk about this some more, is review not just the area where we found some data points that were incorrect, but several other areas, taking numerous properties, reevaluating them, and making sure that the data was correct. So far, we found that the data is largely correct. That being said,
largely correct. Okay.
Largely correct. Well, I think, Mr. Marcos, you should come up, but I think, for example, we examined another 100 properties In other 100 properties, we found that virtually everything is correct, but the size of the patio might be wrong, or it might be misclassified as a patio versus a porch. So on the margin kind of mistakes.
Okay.
But in terms of what Mr. Markowitz has proposed, and I'm glad you brought this up and it gives you an opportunity, he is proposing that we spend $65,000 a year so that we progressively do physical inspections of the residential properties.
Okay.
In an effort to improve the data going forward. So he has proposed that. That's something we haven't yet discussed on the board.
Okay.
But that is in this year's budget.
Okay, so because
Yeah.
I've always been for reval, going back 20-something years, back when I built my house 25 years ago. I just think it has to be done correctly. Okay. On another note, though, on the budget, I'm sorry Mr. Villanova isn't here, because I remember him loudly discussing in previous boards how there should be a narrative to go along with the budget. And it's been a number of years, and there's still no narrative to go along with the budget.
No, that's not true at all. Every budget we produced has a narrative. And so it's just this first tentative budget doesn't have the narrative. So by the time you see the next budget...
There'll be a narrative?
Yeah.
Okay. Wouldn't it make sense to have it with the tentative? So that the people can see what... Because that's the whole idea behind the narrative, is so it's easier to understand what the budget is.
Right, and that's a fair point. And actually, we should have it for the tentative. We will have it for the next
Because this is the public hearing to discuss the tentative budget. Preliminary. Okay.
Does the public not get another chance to comment?
No, this is it. Unless you keep it open.
Right. Well, I'm going to keep it open.
Do you see my point?
No, it's a very fair point. So what we will do is keep the public hearing open, because Mr. Abel, and his effort to generate good government,
thank you,
makes a good point, and we should have our narrative. Is certainly the public should have an ability to comment on the narrative as well as the budget. So thank you for that point.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll make sure that we'll keep the public hearing open so that you can have a comment.
Thank you.
And actually, we'll also get the narrative on the website. Any other comments from the public? Well, thank you, Mr. Abel. Those are very constructive and helpful comments. Okay, so
you
basically
would ask for a motion to adjourn the public hearing to December 20th, which is your next meeting.
Right. Can I get a motion to adjourn the public meeting until December 20th?
Motion to adjourn the public hearing until December the 20th.
Second.
Mendicino?
Aye.
Gelfarb?
Aye.
Carvin?
Aye, and so...
That means people can still comment. They can send in written comments
yes.
Right up to December 20th, so you close the hearing.
So...
And then you can close the hearing and vote on the budget.
So just to make clear to everybody at home, as Town Attorney Notice says, you can still comment, you can send us written comments. Goldie, you can make comments. And we will have, between now and December 20th, in fact, long before December 20th, we will have the narrative. Is the budget online now?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay, so you and Mr. Thomas, did you make sure you get the budget online and give the public ample time to comment on it and view it online? Today is November what?
15th.
So you've got well over a month to comment on it and look it over and between now and December 20th.
Since we are keeping
Please.
the public hearing open, are we going to meet at 7:30 next month again, or not?
You don't have to, but yeah, you can. It's up to you.
Yes?
I would suggest we made 7:30, yep.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Okay. Can we, now, do I need to reopen the new meeting? Or
No, you just move into the regular meeting.
okay. Any comments on the minutes from the October 25th meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Second.
It's going to be easy tonight. Boom, boom.
Mendicino?
No choice.
Gelfarb?
Aye.
Yep. Can departmental reports?
Okay. Total local shares remitted to the supervisor on behalf of the town clerk's office for the month of October, $1,785.53, and for 2010, $1,483.97. Total taxes collected for the month of October, deposited to the supervisor of the town of Rye, $15,590,818.92. deposit to the treasurer of the Village of Portchester, $97,516.08. Deposited to the treasurer of the Village of Rybrook, $8,868.13, a total of $15,697,203.13.
Okay, Crawford Park. You have the Crawford Park report there. You'll see that Crawford Park revenue is running significantly lighter than prior years. We have also done an estimate for you so that you could see the comparison for November, December. And what we're looking at is somewhere in the neighborhood of $8,000 of projected November, December revenues. So we're thinking Crawford Park revenues are going to come in somewhere around, say $72,000, give or take a penny or two.
Why is it, less?
Well, we examined that, and there are three main factors that appear to be at play here, one of which we can actually quantify. All right, and our feeling is there's roughly $28,000 reduction due to the elimination of the Sunday night parties. If you'll recall, we had many complaints from local residents in and around Crawford Park. So we eliminated the Sunday night parties, and that basically equates to somewhere around $28,000 in revenue foregone. The balance of it is really two things, and that is the alcohol policy for many people has made the rental a little too rich. When they find out that they can't do it without an additional $200 for the Rybrook police. And the economy basically is the third factor. The overall economy is, just people, as you notice, for example, if you look at 2008, just for November, December, 2008 we did 17.6. In 2009 we did 10.5. In 2010 we did 8,500. So that's kind of indicative that the economy has not gotten better. More and more people, I think, have been affected, and as a result there are less and less paying parties there.
Great, thank you. Comments from the public?
Yeah, I have one thing to say. That's all. I'm not going to go into anything else. I just want to congratulate you, Joe Carvin, and you, David Gelfarb, on being reelected, and especially Westchester County Legislator, who will represent Portchester, Rybrook, and Rytown, please God, and Joe Carvin, who will keep on going in the town of Rye. Thank you very much for your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Goldie. That was very kind of you. Actually, I was going to say this for later, but since you opened it, I also want to congratulate Councilman Gelfarb for the big step up to county legislator.
Big.
I want to congratulate Dan Brakewood as well. I think the two of them ran a very, very good race. We had the tough choice, two very worthy candidates for county legislator. I know Dan will continue to serve the Village of Portchester well. And I can't thank David Gelfarb enough for all the hard work he's done on this board.
He'll represent us.
And he will represent. He is going to represent us, Goldie. And I can't thank David enough. Again, as I've said on numerous occasions, he's a paragon of integrity. And I think not only as a lawyer, but as a person who's represents well when we talk about transparency, integrity, and community, he'll take that TIC logo and work to the county board. And so, David, congratulations on a campaign well run.
Thank you very, very much, first Goldie. Thank you very, very much, Joe. I would like to congratulate all the local winners. They all ran very, very upright, positive campaigns devoted to the issues. I'd like to congratulate Joe Carvin. I'd like to congratulate Bob Neoris, and of course wish him a very, very speedy recovery. And I understand he's well, and we all pray that his recovery be swift and full. I'd like to congratulate Christina Collins, Nick Mecca, and John DiCrescenzo, and on their victories, and wish them all very, very well in their future work for the town of Rye. And since he's here, I would also like to thank Tom Nardi for all the hard work he's done. He's been a really, really top superintendent of highways. I hope he will continue to do good work on behalf of the people of the town.
Yeah, I don't want to second that. Mr. Nordy's stepped in to a difficult situation. He's worked tirelessly for the town. He's done an absolutely fantastic job for us. I want to wish him every success in his future endeavors and thank him for all the hard work he did here in the town.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments from the public? Mr. Abel, nothing? Can't think of anything? Okay, sorry. Well, I'm really
I think we should alert the media.
Yeah, alert the media, yeah. I'm actually very pleased to this next presentation, David Thomas, the African American Cemetery. I know Goldie was there with us on Saturday.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't?
I wanted to go, but we had a funeral this
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Holy Rosary in the same room and Donato.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you couldn't do both. Well, I felt your presence there. I know you were, and it was just an absolutely spectacular event, as you'll see. But it's David Thomas has really taken the bull by the horns on this African cemetery project, and he's doing us all proud.
Try and figure out how we can do this. Is that going to be good enough? Yeah. Okay. Town attorney pushed the thing offline a little bit. Okay. Are you good, Dad?
Yeah, it looks good.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. Dave Thomas.
Does Dave have a microphone there?
Oh, here, take mine, I'm sorry.
420, that's all right. 420 Elm Street, Portchester, New York. Building community bridges, I guess that's my hat for today. What I wanted to talk about was our recent ceremony at the African American Cemetery in the town of Rye, and I just wanted to give you a brief recap of what we've done so far. Just some pictures. This is actually from November, and we've had 3 ceremonies. Last November, Memorial Day in 2011, and Veterans Day, of course, the 12th, actually the 12th of this year. And I just wanted to give you a brief overview of some of the images and some of the thoughts and some of the documents that have surfaced since we've started this project. This picture of a tombstone for Endless Hudson, World War II vet, was actually shown in the Westchester magazine in their story on the cemeteries of Westchester. And we're still looking into his life and his contribution, and the magazine thought it was such a enigmatic name that they wanted to take this photo. This picture was donated to us by Carol Ubosi, whose family is originally from Mamaroneck, and she just has a treasure trove of history that she located from her family. We believe the gentleman in the back with the straw hat is actually Edwin Purdy, the sailor who is buried at the African American Cemetery, who served aboard the Ironclad. He also was one of the few African American merchants in the town of Rye, and we believe his store was on Barry Avenue in Mamaroneck. And this is his family, who is closely related to the Bell family, who Miss Ubosi is also related to, and also the Potters. All 3 families are buried within the cemetery. Here's a quick shot of the stones that have been restored, and we spoke about this recently. Now, I'd like to tell you that stone in the corner, the top 2 photos, this monument was restored by our anonymous benefactor. And then the last storm we had, the snowstorm, a tree fell in the cemetery and knocked the stone over again. Oh my God. But through our intrepid landscaper, he came in, removed the tree, cut it down, and replaced the stone. So
Can people at home see that? I mean, I don't know, Tom, if they can make it out. I mean, on the left, you can see, you know, the monument's been completely knocked over, abandoned, neglected, forgotten. And on the right, not only is it back up, but the lettering is legible. You can see it's almost really it's restored if it were the current day. Tom, can you get that? Yeah.
I couldn't get the writing, but it's good.
Right.
That's it. Now, these stones were actually knocked over sometime before 2005, so it's been quite a while since they were knocked over, and now they are restored.
One second, Tom, would it help if we shifted the screen over toward you a little more?
No, I got the picture. I just can't get it.
As long as you get the picture, that's fine.
Well, if you need the writing, please visit the cemetery.
Yeah, you go.
Here's some more of the photos that Mr. Ubosi has given us. And these are, we're not sure who these folks are, but these are from photo galleries within Mamaroneck. You see Bristol photos in Portchester, New York, and Damon portraits of Mamaroneck, New York. And she has hundreds of these photographs. Some are her family members, some are just people she has no idea who they are. So this is going to be part of our research as well. This home is the Mills home. We believe it is currently where 325 King Street is now. We believe that J.F. Mills owned this home. It's a beautiful Victorian home. Now we'll go back to our three ceremonies. This is November of 2010. We had about 30 people there. And this was the first ceremony we had at the cemetery. It was well attended. And there's Goldie, yes. Say hello, Goldie.
Oh my gosh.
This is the Reverend Wimberly from our Memorial Day service, which was extremely moving. She actually wrote a prayer for that service. Here's another one, John Rivas of the NAACP, one of our committee members and partners at the May ceremony. And this is the picture from the ceremony this past Saturday at the cemetery. We had about 25 people attend, and it was one of the highlights for me because we found some additional information. We had Reverend Smith from a church in Tarrytown come out. Her brother, who was an infant, 5 days old, was buried here at the cemetery, and even though they're from Tarrytown and never lived in the town of Rye, he was interred at this cemetery in plot number 4. And we're not sure why, and so we really have to cast a wider net to find out. And that's Reverend Smith there in the black coat to the left of Supervisor Carvin there. And she has also volunteered to have some of the youth of her church come over and help maintain the cemetery. Now here's some of the documents that Mr. Ubosi had given us. This is from E.R. Purdy & Sons dry goods store, we believe was in Mamaroneck. And you can see that's flour, coffee. Flour was $1.30, coffee was 30 cents. And the total bill was $1.60. Our next is near and dear. Here's a tax bill from the 1920s for the Purdy heirs and for Edward Purdy. You see 45 Barry Avenue down at the bottom there. And that was $6.07 per thousand for the tax value. So I don't think our taxes are much more than that, are they, Supervisor? And then this was Samuel Bell is one of those interred. He was a Civil War veteran. He's interred at the cemetery. This is his funeral bill. And it was $80 for the entire funeral. And you can see that in the corner, there is this person, Lewis Coulter, also did furnishing, undertaker, caskets, coffins, gloves, scarves, robes. So this is a little look into the history of the town of Rye. This letter, we believe, is attributed to Edwin Purdy, who we saw earlier. It is dated April the 30th, 1865. Dear sister, as I was sitting alone in my pantry, I thought about my loving sister, Mrs. Bell, and I hope that you're well, as am I. At present, dear sister, why don't you write more often? Why don't you write often? Letters is the only comfort that I have. I still remain your loving brother. Yet I hope the children is well, as am I. But dear sister, I have been in the Capitol House and have seen the President House and wife and the President himself. I have seen the man that kills the president and all that had a hand in it. His name, Booth is his name. Dear sister, I am afraid that you don't know that you have a brother. Now, this is where our town touches national history. We know that he was stationed at Georgetown at this date in 1865, and Georgetown was where they brought Booth's body back. And we believe the other conspirators were held. So